Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
The residents of Sandbanks have voted in a poll which could decide the future of Britain's most exclusive peninsula. The wealthy populace took to the polls on Thursday to vote on a proposal with pledge to put a stop to the overdevelopment of the luxury location, but a developer warned them against NIMBYism. There is concern the Millionaires' Row in Poole Harbour, Dorset, has been blighted by a rash of unimaginative and poorly considered waterfront mansions over the past 20 years. Such large homes that are hidden behind gates and trees have blocked the sea views enjoyed by the public from the aptly named Panorama Road, one of the most expensive addresses in Britain. One such development is the multi-million pounds three-story Italianate villa currently being built by former football manager Harry Redknapp and wife Sandra. Local residents have voted in a referendum on whether to accept the new Sandbanks Peninsula Neighbourhood Plan. The document proposes to stop the infilling of remaining undeveloped waterfront plots and give locals more say on future planning applications. If over 50% vote in favour of it, the plan will become legally binding and have major influence on all future planning decisions on Sandbanks. One well-known property developer has previously warned that a yes vote could lead to property prices on Sandbanks to fall. A steady stream of residents entered the St. Nicholas Chapel on Panorama Road to cast their vote on Thursday. Voters who pulled up outside the polling station in Mercedes, BMWs and Range Rovers spoke of wanting to look after Sandbanks for the future. Robert Thomas, 80, said, "I have lived on Sandbanks for many years and I don't want to see it change." A woman, who did not give her name, said, "It is a really unique peninsula that needs to be looked after and it hasn't been." A couple who have lived on Sandbanks for 25 years, said they voted in favor of the plan. They said, "We've just seen too much change here. We're all for building and change where necessary, but we need to protect what we have left." Paul de Cordova, chairman of the Sandbanks Neighbourhood Forum, the body behind the plan, said, "I believe that Sandbanks is suffering from a rash of poorly considered development which has severely impacted the character of Sandbanks. Land plots are subject to overdevelopment with new properties and extensions which lack imagination and pay little regard to their impact on neighboring properties, particularly in terms of mass, height and proximity to boundaries. The Sandbanks community will ultimately decide on the plan. If any community member disagrees with it, they will vote accordingly." But developer Richard Carr accused those voting for the plan of NIMBYism. He said, "All those people that live there are basically saying, we have got our house, but we don't want anyone else. It's driven by selfishness. It's a completely anti-development document. It's a very negative document. I think it is a worry, without a doubt. It's not good for the local economy. It's not good for working class people. There are thousands of people employed in the building industry." The document being voted on states the properties on Panorama Road are now mostly large houses on large gated plots with modern and individual designs. It adds, infilling has reduced the ability of the public to see the views. The name of the road, as Panorama Road, hints at a viewpoint which has now been lost to housing. The views and access to the sea should be improved and maintained for members of the public. The forum states that further development on Banks Road, the Panhandle, should be resisted. It states, most of the traditional style dwellings have been replaced by modern architect-designed residences. There has been a constant push towards increasing heights and density. It is considered that any significant further movement in this will cause irrevocable impairment of the landscape and treescape and the wider environment and should be resisted. Sandbanks was a largely deserted headland in the Victoria era until a hotel was built in the 1880s and then 40 plots of land were put up for sale at public auction in 1896. Since the 1960s, many of the older properties have gradually been demolished and the plots subdivided and replaced with large detached houses or blocks of flats. Infilling development. Beck.